Who do you have?
Well, I will be a little honorary, but I'm going to be respectful for the day and this today. So, Dr. Chastain is going to lead the prayer. To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
During our moment of silence, I would like everyone to please be thinking about our own Dawn's mother, who has had an accident. She's broken her wrist and she's in the hospital. So everyone, please remember her. I also want to remind you all to remember the Sullivan family as Declan, Casey, and Jimmy stand over and fight for Asher's life. Jimmy called me just a moment ago, and he said there are two things he wants us to do. One is pray that Asher lives. Two is to pray for Asher's future. So I'm going to ask you to pray for those two things as we have our moment of silence. Thank you. Looking at number 5, approval of the agenda. Ms. Sharp.
Oh, yes. Madam Chair, I would like to make a motion that we postpone, right? Postpone, not table.
No, not
Table.
postpone.
Table?
Nope. Just that we approve.
Oh, number 4, the agenda.
Number 4, we're going to approve the agenda,
Okay.
even though it's a different agenda.
Okay. I'd like to.
Never mind, we worked this out, but that's okay.
I would like to make a motion that we approve the amended agenda and that we only vote on what we are statutorily required to vote for, and everything else that's on the agenda will be moved to the 21st and the 23rd agenda.
We have pared down everything we can possibly pare down. We wanted the public to be aware that this is not the agenda that was published, and we have had to redo our agenda today and work on putting it together. So, Ms. Sharp, if we vote on this agenda, then that will be the pared down. Is that okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Anyone wishing to abstain? We will use the amended agenda tonight. Thank you. Approval of the consent agenda. Do we have any questions about the consent agenda? Any comments? We did go back and add the Kristen Boynton is on there, so it's already on there. We don't have to worry about adding that. Anything else on this agenda? I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Thank you. Thank you. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. Anyone wishing to abstain? Thank you. We have no public comment tonight, so we will be looking at number 7, instruction. Dr. Martin.
Number 1, take-home backpacks for summer camps. The Curriculum and Instruction Department would like to purchase take-home backpacks for the upcoming summer camps, June 3rd through the 28th, 2024. These take-home backpacks would range from rising kindergarten to rising 5th grade students and would include fiction and nonfiction text, ELA, math workbooks, and a parent engagement guide. These backpacks would be in the amount of $1,450.15 and would be funded with the summer learning camp budget.
Thank you. Do I have any questions, comments? I will entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Thank you.
Second.
Second, okay, thank you. Did you catch that, Ms. Williams? The second, okay. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Anyone wishing to abstain? The motion passes. Number 2.
Simon Springs naming of principal. The Simon Springs principal is currently serving as an assistant principal at a Rutherford County Elementary School for the remainder of the 23-24 school year. In order to facilitate the hiring and pre-opening processes necessary for a new school, we would like to add 10 paid days for the summer of 2024 only for a total of $4,903. Recommend motion to approve adding 10 paid days totaling $4,903 to the summer of the 2024 only for the new Simon Springs principal as presented.
Questions? Comments? I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Anyone wishing to abstain? The motion passes. Number 8, legal.
We have a couple of out-of-county transfer students. Number 1, the board has requested to admit a transfer student from another school system under discipline. The student was remanded to alternative school for fighting. According to policy 6.318, the board may deny admissions of any student except those in state custody when a student transfers from another school system while under suspension or expulsion. Director of Schools' recommendation is to admit and place into alternative school.
Thank you. Questions or comments? I will entertain a motion which must contain either admit or deny admission.
I move to admit and place him into alternative school.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Do I have anyone abstaining? Motion passes to admit. Number 2.
Out-of-county transfer student number 2, the board has been requested to admit a transfer student from another school system under discipline. The student was expelled for possession of THC after failing to attend a drug intervention program. According to policy 6.318, the board may deny admission of any student except those in state custody when a student transfers from another school system while under suspension or expulsion. The director of school recommendation is to deny admission.
Do you have any questions? I will entertain a motion to either admit or deny the admission.
I move to deny admission.
Thank you. Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Anyone wishing to abstain? Motion passes to deny the admission. Number 3, we're going to look at policy adoption. Before we do, due to the new guidelines and corresponding lawsuits, that we are now going to need to remove the Title IX policy until further notice. I think it's still on here, but you can mark through it for now, and we will come back to that when I suppose things are a little more settled on that. So I'm going to take that out. We will also be doing these separately, so we will start with policy 1.901. Dr. Martin.
So this is a policy adoption. This is the second reading of 2 readings. The first one was read at the work session. These policies below were recommended on the first reading on April 18th, 2024. Policy changes policy 1.901, charter school applications, changes date of recommendation and appointment of review team from December to January.
Questions? I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, no. Anyone wishing to abstain? Policy passes. B.
Policy 3.202, emergency preparedness plan, adds training for substitute teachers.
Questions? Seeing no questions, I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Thank you. Thank you. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. Anyone wishing to abstain? Policy 3.202 passes.
Policy 4.406, use of internet, adds language for additional prohibited and illegal activities for employees and students.
Questions? I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Thank you. Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Anyone wishing to abstain? Policy 4.406 passes.
Policy 5.106, application and employment, removes pre-employment physical examination requirement.
Questions? I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, no. Anyone wishing to abstain? Policy 5.106 passes.
Policy 5.303, personal and professional leave, updates language for personal leave for certified employees.
Questions? I'll entertain a motion.
So move.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Anyone wishing to abstain? Policy 5.303 passes.
Policy 5.308, sabbatical leave, updates language for sabbatical leave for certified and classified employees.
Do we have any questions? I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Anyone wishing to abstain? Policy 5.308 passes.
Policy 6.402,
Okay, mark, everybody knows to mark out policies 6.3041, right? Okay, just did that. All right, going to the next page. Policy, go ahead, 6.402.
physical examinations and immunizations, adds physical examination requirement for clubs that involve physical exertion or athletic activity.
Any questions? I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Thank you. Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Anyone wishing to abstain? Policy 6.402 passes.
Policy 6.413, prevention and treatment of sports-related concussions, adds clarifying language for removal from athletics due to a concussion.
Questions? I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Thank you. Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Anyone wishing to abstain? Policy 6.413 passes. New policies.
Policy 2.9002, site selection and acquisition, policy for school site selection and acquisition.
Questions? I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Thank
Second.
Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, no. Anyone wishing to abstain? Policy 2.9002 passes.
Policy 3.2052, school resource officers and nursing staff participation in safety days, policy for participation of SROs and nursing staff in safety days annually.
Questions? I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Anyone wishing to abstain? Policy 3.2052 passes. Number 9, financial matters.
Let's buckle up. I taught English for a reason, so these numbers, here we go. General Purpose School Fund 141-24-25 SY. The General Purpose School Funds has an estimated revenue of $538,434,765 and an expenditure total of $543,812,949 as presented. $538,434,765 is budgeted for the operation cost for the district, which would have presented a balanced budget. Due to having to fund RCS authorized charter schools at the beginning of the fiscal year 24-25, it requires RCS to budget into a deficit and use fund balance in the amount of $5,378,184. Additionally, this budget proposal is only requiring the legal minimum maintenance of effort from our local funding body. The recommended motion is to improve the GPS Fund 14124-25SY with estimated revenues of $538,434,765 and expenditures of $543,812,949 and requesting to budget fund balance for an amount of $5,378,184 to cover the upfront cost of charter schools. RCS is only requesting MOE from our county commission as presented.
Thank you. Questions? Comments? I'll entertain a motion. Thank you. Thank you. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. Anyone wishing to abstain? Motion passes. Centralized cafeteria.
The Centralized Cafeteria Fund has an estimated revenue of $28,823,550 and expenditures of $33,448,756. The proposed 24-25 budget utilizes $4,625,206 of fund balance to bring it closer to requirements. The recommended motion is to improve the Centralized Cafeteria Fund 143 as presented.
Questions? I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Anyone wishing to abstain? Centralized cafeteria policy passes. Number 3.
Educational Capital Projects Fund 17724-25SY. The Educational Capital Projects Funds has an estimated revenue and expenditure of $19,748,339. Recommend motion is to approve Educational Capital Projects Fund 177 with estimated revenues and expenditures of $19,748,339 as presented.
Questions? I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Anyone wishing to abstain? The motion passes.
Fund 141 budget amendments. This amendment is to increase Fund 141 budgeted revenues and expenditures in the amount of $5,556,938 to recognize the awarded summer camp grant for this year of 23-24. On January 22, 2021, the Tennessee General Assembly enacted the Tennessee Learning Loss Remediation and Student Acceleration Acts to address the learning loss of students due to COVID-19 related school closures. Through this law, all Tennessee school districts were required to offer learning loss remediation summer programs for students in rising grades K through 8, starting in the summer of 2021. Provisions of this law that were set to expire in summer 2023 included summer learning camps for rising grades 1 through 3, and after-school summer learning mini camps, the STREAM camps. However, in the 2023 legislative session, the Tennessee General Assembly amended the act to continue summer programming, their summer learning camps, our after-school summer learning mini camps with STREAM and learning loss bridge camps for rising grades K through 9 annually. The funds will be used to fund summer work for principals, teachers, education assistants, and secretaries. There is no local match required for this grant. The recommended motion is to amend budgeted revenues and expenditures in Fund 141 General Purpose in the amount of $5,556,938 as presented.
Questions? Comments? I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Thank you. Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, no. Anyone wishing to abstain? Motion passes.
Fund 177, Fund Balance Amendment. Early July 1st, outstanding purchase orders in this fund are liquidated. The funds roll into fund balance, which is the funds is 34685, committed for capital projects. These purchase orders are for projects that were not finished by June 30th. Amendment number 1 took those funds out of 34685, committed for capital projects, and rebudgeted the expenditures for the carryover projects that were approved in the previous year but haven't been completed. Due to accounting procedures set forth by the Tennessee Comptroller's Office, this amendment reverses Amendment number 1 to bring the budget amounts in balance and not over budget. The recommended motion is to reverse the 2023-24 Capital Projects Budget Fund 177 by increasing account 34685, committed for capital projects, by $13,577,898, and by decreasing maintenance and repair services. Buildings account 91300-335, other contracted services, account 91300-399, and building purchases, account 91300-732, for a combined total of the same $13,577,898 as presented.
Do I have any questions? Yes, sir.
About this, and it's just an accounting formality. These projects will be completed by October. Yes, sir. I just want everybody to understand.
That's good. Put that on record. Thank you, Mr. Young. Anyone else? I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve. Second.
Thank you. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. Anyone wishing to abstain? Motion passes. Number 6.
New job description for accounting supervisor. The Budget Finance Department is requesting the approval of a new job description, accounting supervisor, to lead our accountants, accounts payable clerks, and school support staff. As personnel, students, finance department, and volume of work continues to increase, the position will provide support and leadership to the accounting team. The recommended motion is to approve a new job description for an accounting supervisor. The position will be funded through GP funds in the fiscal year 23-24 and is budgeted for the 24-25 school year.
Questions? Comments? I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. Anyone wishing to abstain? Motion passes. Number 7, sorry.
Addition of inclement weather days. Currently, there are 6 inclement weather days in the budget for all hourly classified employees. Due to the severe storms that occurred on May 8th, 2024, schools are closed on May 9th, 2024, which is the 7th inclement weather day. For hourly classified employees to be paid, the board approval is needed for this day and any additional potential days up to 9 of the 2023-2024 school year.
Thank you. Questions?
Just to clarify, this
Yes.
will take care of tomorrow as well?
Yes, ma'am.
I was
Thank
gonna
you.
ask that.
We will certainly add. Thank you for that. We will certainly add that. I talked to Mr. Runyon, and I was very pleased to see this. This shows a great deal of thought and compassion, so thank you very much. Other questions? I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Anyone wishing to abstain? Motion passes. Number 10, Stewartsboro and Browns Chapel zoning.
Continuation of enrollment cap at Stewart's Creek Elementary for the 24-25 school year. Due to overcrowding at Stewart's Creek Elementary School and the subsequent use of space at Stewartsboro Elementary for the enrollment cap during the 23-24 school year, Browns Chapel Elementary will serve as the school for all new students moving into the Stewart's Creek Elementary zone for the 24-25 school year. For the 2024-25 school year, kindergarten students will be enrolled per normal procedures at Stewart's Creek Elementary. New families enrolling in Stewart's Creek Elementary with a kindergarten student and a student in a different elementary grade level will be enrolled at Browns Chapel Elementary. The enrollment cap continues for all new school system employees hired after 9/29/23. This enrollment cap will remain in effect until classroom space is available at Stewart's Creek Elementary, or until Poplar Hill Elementary School opens in August of 2025. The recommended motion is to improve the enrollment cap of Stewart's Creek Elementary for the remainder of this year and the 2024-2025 school year as presented.
Questions? Comments?
Dr. Martin, I don't know if you'll know the answer to this, but if a parent has a child starting kindergarten and say has a third grader, would they have the option to allow the kindergartner to attend Stewart's Creek if they wanted to?
Dr. Chastain, you're giving me an eye.
I was prepared for the Stewartsboro question. Yes, I believe we are currently handling siblings in both situations. So if there's a student that is at Stewart's Creek with the sibling, but also if there's a student at Stewartsboro that was sent to Stewartsboro last year with a kindergarten sibling, that would be accommodated.
Okay.
That makes sense. So for kindergarten registration,
Kindergarten only, but if the
right,
parent
not if
wants
somebody
that one-
moves in as a second grader.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anyone else? Good question. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Anyone wishing to abstain? Motion passes. Number 2, contract agreement between MTSU and RCS.
MTSU seeks to be a Blackman High School sponsor. MTSU proposes a contract in which MTSU may sponsor activities and place advertising at Blackman High School. MTSU requests permission to place signage, which is detailed in the contract in Attachment A. MTSU proposes to pay $5,000 per year for 5 years. The contract terms are July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2029. The recommended motion is to improve the contract between MTSU and Blackman High School as presented.
Questions? I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. Anyone wishing to abstain? Motion passes. Number 2.
MTSU seeks to be an Eagleville High School sponsor. MTSU proposes a contract in which MTSU may sponsor activities and place advertising at Eagleville High School. MTSU requests permission to place signage, which is detailed in the contract Attachment A. MTSU proposes to pay $5,000 per year for 5 years. The contract terms are July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2029. The recommended motion is to approve the contract between MTSU and Eagleville High School as presented.
Questions? I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. Anyone wishing to abstain? Motion passes. Number 3.
MTSU seeks to be a Siegel High School sponsor. MTSU proposes a contract in which MTSU may sponsor activities and place advertising at Siegel High School. MTSU requests permission to place signage, which is detailed in the contract Attachment A. MTSU proposes to pay $5,000 per year for 5 years. The contract terms are July 1st, 2024 through June 30th, 2029. The recommended motion is to approve the contract between MTSU and Siegel High School as presented.
Do I have any questions? I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Thank you. Thank you. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. Anyone wishing to abstain? Motion passes. Number 12, engineering and construction.
Request for basketball lockers at Rocky Fork Middle. Principal Jennifer Clark is requesting to remove the lockers originally provided with the school and replace them with custom-built lockers. The cost will not exceed $5,000 and will be paid for them from the basketball account. Engineering and construction has reviewed the request and has no objection. The recommended motion is to approve the Rocky Fork Middle basketball locker change at no cost to the board as presented.
Thank you. Do I have any questions? I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve. Second.
Thank you. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. Anyone wishing to abstain? Motion passes. Number 2.
Request for outside basketball goals at Buchanan Elementary. Principal Ashley Witt has requested to install 2 exterior basketball goals for use by the school classes. The cost for all materials will be covered by the school, and donations will not exceed $200. The maintenance department will assist with labor for installation only. Engineering and construction has reviewed the request and has no objection. The recommended motion is to approve the Buchanan Elementary request for exterior basketball goals as presented.
Questions? I'll entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, aye? Aye. All opposed, no. Anyone wishing to abstain? Motion passes. Number 3.
Request for Blackman Middle baseball cost increase. Principal Dr. Jessica Jackson is requesting to increase the cost for the baseball turf project previously approved on November 9th, 2023. The original contractor has withdrawn their bid and have secured an additional bid. The new bid is $13,360. Additional funds will be covered by the same account. Engineering and construction has reviewed the request and has no objection. The recommended motion is to approve the Blackman Middle baseball request at no cost to the board as presented.
Thank you. Do I have any questions? I will entertain a motion.
Move to approve. She can have it, I'll second.
And you'll second. Thank you. I was going to say we got to separate that for poor Dom. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. Anyone wishing to abstain? Motion passes.
Request for HVAC at Siegel Middle Baseball Building. Principal Kim Stoker has requested to install an HVAC system for the baseball building. The cost will be $12,000 and funds will come from the baseball account. Engineering and construction has reviewed the request and has no objection. The recommended motion is to approve the Siegel Middle HVAC baseball request at no cost to the board as presented.
Anyone have any questions? I will entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed say no. Anyone wishing to abstain? Motion passes. Anything you need to say for insurance?
Well, we got an email today, this couple's received from the County General, and for our retirees that are over 65 and are covered through the County General insurance, not the state insurance, they're going up 27.5% this next year, but all other insurances for the County General is at 0%.
Excuse me while I cry.
Yes. So that's a huge increase for the 2025 school year. The other choice that we have, and some employees did move this past year, is to go to the Tennessee plan for those who are wanting to make that move. But we're getting some additional information that just came in this afternoon.
Could you repeat 27.5%?
And there are other insurance plans that have gone up 0%.
So I guess we know who's footing that bill.
So
Thank you.
We're going to find out a little bit more about that and then make sure we get the notification out to everyone. We're working with the county.
Okay.
Ms. Bratton,
Yes, sir.
you said 0% change on the Tennessee state plan?
No.
Oh.
on
No,
the
0%
employee.
on the county general insurance plans for the other employees. The only plan that's going up is the retirees who are 65 and over. Plan's going up 27.5% for 25 year.
Those would be the people on fixed incomes. Let's just point that out. Yes, on fixed incomes. Me. You weren't going to say, but that's me. Okay, can we still go to the state plan?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Honey, how do you feel about that? No, just, okay. Anything else? Okay, director's update. Dr. Martin.
Just want to kind of reiterate some of the things that Ms. Bratton said at the beginning, but with Asher and the Sullivan family, we've been praying for miracles, and we have been seeing miracles throughout the day. And we will hold fast and continue to pray for more miracles and believe that we will see those miracles. I know that Dr. Sullivan would want for me to thank everyone in our community for all that they've done. I do have a few names that I want to make sure that I mention. I wrote
Please
these down since I couldn't remember my own name earlier.
It's all right.
So I do want to express our gratitude for Mayor Carr and Sheriff Fitzhugh, Chris Clark, Lieutenant Esser, and Patty for all that they've done. And last night they were there with him in the ER immediately, taking very, very good care of him. We have had Dr. Trey Duke in our presence today. We have had endless district leaders from across the state reach out to us and praying for us, and we are extremely appreciative. I cannot say enough about the district leaders that we have and how they have all bonded together and stepped up to support and continue what we're all here about with Rutherford County School and our students as well, even though we're in the middle of this tragedy. And I just cannot say enough good things about each of them and everything that they have done in the past 24 hours, and I know will continue to do. Our administrators and our teachers across the district, again, second to none. We're a large district, 50 schools. We all know are growing. And today we were one small family, and our community, very large, came together as one. And that was very evident with our teachers and administrators. Our parents and our students have reached out to us and offered nothing but support. And of course, you as our board members, and I thank you for that on his behalf. I think today, the vigil that we had is just an example of, I think someone said almost 1,000 people or more, of the outpouring of support that this community is coming together as one for this cause. And I know that we don't always agree, but coming together today really did put life back in perspective and really help us to be one community and one focus. And it was extremely touching. And I know that Dr. Sullivan has seen some of those pictures, and they will never, I know, be able to put into words what that means to them. I just want to let the community know that we will continue to give you updates as we walk through this journey with the Sullivan family. And I know everybody wants to help, and we are believing that this is going to be a recovery that we're going to make, and that's going to take some time. So there's going to be lots that we need to do and putting our arms around them. And we will, as each step comes, we'll keep everyone informed, and we'll let you know specifically what we can do to make sure we're providing the best support for them. But I don't know how to put in words how overwhelming this is and how much we appreciate everything that everyone has done.
Thank you, Kay. I also want to tell everyone that I received 3 phone calls from Butch Campbell over this last couple of days. He's the chairman of the Murfreesboro City School Board, and he offered any help. He said, anything we need, we're all in this together, and they are all our children. And we had several Murfreesboro City School Board people standing out there among that 1,000 people, and that is to be commended. I don't know if you see that everywhere, but that was appreciated. I also had a call from Ben Torres this afternoon. That is our TSBA lawyer, and I think, Tammy, didn't you get a call from Ms. Grissom? TSBA is very aware, and they have also offered anything that we need. All we have to do is call, and I think that says a whole lot for Dr. Jimmy Sullivan and his family. Anyone else? Board, I'd like to thank you we don't always agree. Sometimes we hate each other, but, but we come together. And you have come together like nobody else I've ever seen. And I want to thank you for all you've done. You know what a position I'm in, and you all know how close I am to Dr. Sullivan. And I got to the hospital last night, and there sat Tammy and Katie with a big old package of, I think it was Sundrop.
Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew for Dr. Sullivan. And Kay was there, and we just have something that can't be bottled and can't be explained. And I think we need to cherish that in this community. Anyone else?
Hug your babies.
Yes, sir.
Quickly, I'd like to, anybody watching, parents, got kids, we're going to be out of school again tomorrow. We still have 66 road closures in this county. It's gone up 3 while we've been sitting in here. Water is continuing to rise. Please be careful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know Bedford County closed. I began to receive text immediately from Bedford County because you know that's where Dr. Sullivan worked for a while. And there were several Bedford County people standing out there today too. So I think all of that says something. I think we've done the right thing closing schools. It is a heady experience to do that. Dr. Sullivan always said, oh, it's so much fun to close schools. Well, I don't know if it's a lot of fun, but I certainly appreciate James Evans and Kay Martin and Trey Lee helping me make the decision to do so. Anyone else? Ms. Thornton?
Are we skipping Francis's updates?
Francis, did you?
I can say something really quick.
Okay, dear. Thank you.
So I normally talk about the state, but today I can bring something about the federal. I happened to meet with Senator Marsha Blackburn's team today at a round table with other school board members representing in different counties in the state. And we talked about several concerns within education. We brought up the influx of English as a second language students that are coming through and helping with funding, if it's a federal mandate for us to educate that, so to look into that as well. I know this is very controversial, but we did bring up Title IX and brought that as well, and several other issues as well. It was a very good and productive conversation, and I believe this may be something they're going to be doing in the near future, and I really encourage other representatives to do the same thing. Not just the senator, but other representatives in the federal to have these roundtables and ask school board members to come to them and listen to the issues that are pertaining to the education. Thank you.
Did you say you did that today?
Mm-hmm.
In your spare time?
Well, this has been planned for a month now, so it wasn't something that was sprung up in the last minute.
That's great.
It was planned for a while.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Darby. I'm obviously not on my beam today. Anyone else? Ms. Darby?
A couple things. I would just like to say thank you to our community today, echoing everybody else's words. It's a pretty cool thing when you get to see your community come together like that and be supportive of one another. So thank you all for coming. I know there were several that couldn't physically be here, but I know you were with us in prayer wherever you were, and it is much appreciated. I'm going to end us on a happy note and wish Mr. Coy Young a very happy birthday.
Oh, yes, that was last week.
So happy birthday to him. And unless anyone else, I'm happy to do it.
One more thing.
Yes, ma'am.
And bless Tammy, did you bring your bag too?
Yeah,
Okay,
get it.
we want to remind the public that we are starting graduations on Friday night. They're going from May 10th to May 19th. Some of us will be at all of the graduations. We won't all be at the graduations, but there will be somebody there. And we brought bags. The clear bag policy is in effect. Look at them back there nodding. Is in effect. So parents, grandparents, teachers, board members, you have to have clear bags. So here's one from our little Blackman. Here's one from our Smyrna. They don't have to be this cute. You just have to have a clear bag. So we wanted to remind you of that while we were thinking of it. Ms. Darby?
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Thank you. Our meeting is adjourned.